Paying for a service which could save my property or even my life is absolutely something I'm happy to accommodate. But what is this service? How much is it costing you? And what is your money being spent on? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Reese. In today's video, I'm going to be covering what is the Emergency Services Levy. The Emergency Services Levy funds the emergency services provided in Australia and applies to all fixed property. The money collected by the Emergency Services Levy is placed into a fund which is specifically used to fund our emergency services. Where the funding goes is to things like our metropolitan fire services, our state fire services, our country fire services, our state emergency services, the Voluntary Marine Rescue Service, the Fire and Emergency Services Commission, and then the rescue aspect of it is things like surf lifesaving, the police rescue service, and our helicopter or state helicopter rescue service. The goal from this funding is to provide resources everywhere and anywhere that they are required. These emergency services provide cities and country areas protection of life and protection of property for all of the residents living within that community. This is one government fee that I truly believe is well worth the couple of $100s spent each year. It's calculated by taking a few things into consideration, such as how much your property is worth, where your property is located, what your property is used for, and it's charged every year, once a year. Each state in Australia has its own variation of how this is calculated. However, they are all relatively similar. So as part of all of the government fees and taxes that you pay throughout the year, such as the Medicare levy, income tax, council rates, the Emergency Services Levy is another thing to add to the list. Just note that out of all of the government fees and taxes that you pay, it will probably be the cheapest. As a relatively new homeowner, I only recently learned about this expense, and if I wasn't prepared for it, it could have caught me off guard. So the purpose of this video today is to bring awareness to the people who may not have known it existed, and also to put it into the minds of people who might be affected by it in the future. i.e. someone who is looking at purchasing a home. Now you have another thing to be aware of, that it will cost every year of your life, every year if you live in it. Even if it's an investment property, you are the person that pays that fee. When you receive your bill, it will look something like this, and it will display what your money is being spent on and who is funding it each year. A quick note for paying your bill: BPay is the preferred method, and it is done via your internet banking or even over the phone. It's a simple process, and if you want to, you can add money to that account in advance each year by trickling in, $10 a fortnight, which will reduce the bill when it eventually is time to pay it. This is a government fee that shouldn't really break the bank, but understanding that it will eventually come once you own an owner-occupied or investment property is important to know. As when you sort out your finances, you should be aware of all of the bills and expenses that you should be expected to receive each year. It's called budgeting, and I highly recommend doing it because it will allow you to have some peace of mind knowing what you're going to be up for or in for once you own a home. I will probably make a playlist surrounding these types of expected annual bills and fees from the government, so you can be aware of what is going to be a reoccurring fee each year. So stay tuned for that. To do a little bit more reading on your specific state's emergency services levy and how it's calculated and what the money's spent for, you're going to want to go to your specific state's revenue office, or you can use the links that I have provided in the description below, which will take you there as well. Overall, this shouldn't be something that is going to ruin you financially, but being aware of it, like I said earlier, is important. If you learned something in today's video, please consider liking and subscribing, and as always, I will see you in the next one.